Hey, welcome. My name is Dr. Karen May with Momentum Health Neuropathy Center. Welcome to Everything Neuropathy. I wanted to take an opportunity today to give you some information on artificial sweeteners. We get questions all the time of what's safe, and we have I wanted to clear a few things up for people because it's very misleading out there and it's very difficult to find good information. And so I want to give you a little tour of that today. Again, this is for great information. I like to give action steps, but understand that you have to do what's right for your body and discuss with your physician moving forward. So artificial sweeteners were developed a long time ago to help with alternatives to sugar. We know that if someone has diabetes, and we also know sugar doesn't just cause diabetes, it also causes chronic inflammation when pain, especially in neuropathy. But when we cause inflammation in the body, it can show up as heart disease. It can show up as lots of crazy things. So cancers, it can show up as constipation, acne, just general kidney issues. So understand that each and every one of us have our own journey of how our body likes to break down faster than it repairs. And so we think that we're doing good things by drinking diet soda or diet drinks, vitamin waters, things like that don't have any sugar. Problem is everything we do is we get to reap the reward or suffer the consequences. And when you start messing around with artificial sugars, it causes issues. So aspartame is probably the most common one out there, and I wanted to read something here. Let me pull it up. Aspartame is, do you have any of these symptoms? This is aspartame poisoning: fibromyalgia, spasms, shooting pains, numbness in your legs, cramps, vertigo, dizziness, headaches, tinnitus, which is ringing in the ears, joint pain, unexplainable depression, anxiety attacks, slurred speech, blurred vision, memory loss, or buzzing in your ears. How many of you have that? Right there, it is shooting pains, numbness in your legs. So I'm not saying that it caused your neuropathy, but man, if you're drinking diet sodas, it does not take much to create that. And then so people are thinking, oh, well, aspartame's bad, so I'm not going to do that. So let's do sucralose. That's the yellow packet stuff that we find in when we're looking at sugar boxes at like restaurants. And that sucralose stuff is the brand name is Splenda. It's made from chlorine. It's like sugar, so they use it one for one, but it attaches chlorine molecules to it. And it's called an organochlorine. And there's some organochlorines that have been banned. DDT is an organochlorine, and it's been banned. And one of the big things with sucralose is it destroys our gut lining. And if 80% of our immune system lies there, along with our brain chemicals, we're messing with our health. Because if our digestion isn't good, then we can't absorb our food and our nutrients, and circulation is poor, and so that sets us up. So we don't want to just eat chlorine. I mean, we're not sitting there drinking pool water on a regular basis. So even a little bit has additive effects. Now, fast forward, so people thought that stevia is super healthy. And stevia, though it's a natural substance, it has some things that are a little questionable in it. So I tell people we want to get away from all sweeteners if we can at all possible when we're using for any drinks in particular. There is one out there that's called monk fruit, and that is the one that's probably the most benign, that if people need to utilize it, that I recommend is using a little bit of monk fruit. It doesn't raise the blood sugar, it keeps it all stable, and it doesn't show that it changes any of our cells either, like some of the other sweeteners that are out there. So understand that these are all nerve toxins. They can affect our brain function, aspartame in particular. And so think about if you've drank 1 or 2 diet sodas, diet pops a day for how many years, yeah, you can have massive issues. But I went to the research because I wanted to see truly what was being said in the research. So here was a couple things it said. Although artificial sweeteners were developed as a sugar substitute to help reduce insulin resistance and obesity, data in both animal models and humans suggests that artificial sweeteners contribute to the metabolic syndrome and increase the obesity epidemic. What? So you're drinking it because it's supposed to be low calorie, low sugar, but yet it increases your obesity? So artificial sweeteners appear to change the host microbiome. What does that mean? Changes your guts, changes the health of your guts, leads to decreased in feeling full, and makes you eat more and alters your glucose homeostasis. So it means keeping your blood sugar stable, and it increases your caloric consumption and weight gain. So when you utilize artificial sweeteners, it can make you gain weight. So, and it was out there, it was marketed as a healthy alternative and for weight loss. It's not going to do that. So if going on is there's no more research being done on the plant-based sweeteners, so think monk fruit. So we don't fully know long term, but we know with the ones that are out on the market that it changes our gut health and our absorption. If we are inflamed and we can't absorb good nutrients, we got a problem. Here was the one that I also found fascinating. In women with no prior history of cardiovascular disease or diabetes, high consumption of the artificial sweetened beverages was associated with more than a twofold increase in small artery occlusion ischemic stroke. Meaning, even if you don't have heart disease or diabetes, it twofold increase in those small artery strokes. A high consumption was associated with an increased strokes if your body mass index is over 30 or your BMI is over 30. So, gosh, I mean, another one, 31% of adults report utilizing low-calorie sweetened beverage consumption. So don't just think soda, though. There's some waters out there that use artificial sweeteners. So you gotta read the label. And so and people are like, then what do I do? What do I drink? Well, get used to drinking water. Utilize herbal teas, because herbal teas have lots of different flavors, but they don't have any caffeine whatsoever. They're not decaf, they're zero caffeine. And so those have good flavors. And there's peach ones and lemon ones and berry ones. So that counts as your water intake too. And just start to, and if you're utilizing a lot of artificial sweeteners now, start to flip it. If you're baking with artificial sweeteners, you better just bake with sugar. And if you're really looking to replace that, there's a few things that we can recommend and that are in the monk fruit line. But again, we don't want to mess with just normal water and good hydration and getting things into our body. So it messes with our nerves or nerve toxins. It messes with our gut lining, which is where our overall health lies, is in our intestinal tract, and that's where our immune system lies. And currently, right now, we all want a healthy immune system for what's going on in our world, and it can give you all these other crazy symptoms. Why would you want to do it? Just because it tastes good, especially when it can lead to weight gain and changes your gut lining. So artificial sweeteners, find other ways and try to get your nutrition in and utilizing, fruit to sweeten your beverages. And don't go fruit juice, because that's just a shot of sugar, which I know a lot of people don't want to do. But literally squeeze some lemons and some limes in there. It's great in like the seltzer waters, or not the seltzer waters, because those can have sugar sweeteners in them. The sparkling waters that are literally just carbonated water. If you really need it because you're jonesing for that bubbly feeling, squeeze a bunch of lemons and limes in there. It's a great refreshing drink. Put mint in there, basil from your garden when you have it, and cucumber. You can change the flavor of your water by using real food instead of using artificial stuff. So it should be shocking to you. You should realize that you've been lied to for many years and that those are not healthy for you, and they will make you gain weight and change blood sugar too, even if they're considered safe for diabetics. So ditch the artificial sweeteners. Let me know in the comments what you found that you can utilize that is not contain any artificial sweeteners that you find that you like. Thank you so much.